you go.
It's always hard to see right before we start whether or not it's in the right spot.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hold on, let me just get the mic on here.
Get me hooked up.
Yep. Today, y'all, we got some interesting information to share with y'all
Yes.
when it comes to your twin flame journey.
Yes, and so what we did is we actually thought about our journey. Hi, who we got in the house?
I'm about to pull it up
Mario,
on the
welcome. I hope I see Mario because my eyes is not the best right now. But yes, guys. So we've been getting a lot of questions, and we see a lot of comments. Hey, who's this? Embrace. I can't. My eyes. Maybe I need some glasses, baby.
Oh, you might. So I'm about to pull it up on here so we can see on the iPad.
Welcome. But yeah, so we've been getting loads of comments in regards to the journey, what to expect. I mean, we did a video way back about things to expect on your twin flame journey. So we decided to do a refresher, and so we literally went through the stuff that we've encountered on our journey. And so we just wanted to share it with you because sometimes, sharing information can help people to feel not so alone or make it seem like it's not that bad. So we took the time and we notated the changes that we noticed in our growth on our journey. So we're going to share some of them with you. It might not be a match for match because, everybody's situation is different, but there might be some things that you can relate to kind of make the journey a little bit more sensible, so to speak. So the first thing that I want to touch on is the twin flame.
Okay, we're good.
You got it?
Yeah, just want to make sure our stream was good before we got into it.
Okay, good.
Yep. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break it down. Dang, is it me or is the vision? Is your vision kind of blurry?
My vision is a little blurry. Who's this?
Hold on, we got
okay,
it down
I can see it here. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I don't know what's going on. It's like Marlo.
Marlo. Hi, Marlo.
Oh boy. Oh well, we about to cover into some things, and actually at the end of this, we got a little bonus of some stuff that we're gonna cover. That should help you along as far as in your twin flame journey, but also in your spiritual journey as well.
Exactly. So just stick around until the end. And thank you guys for being here right now. And just so we can be YouTube friendly to help YouTube with our videos.
Give us that thumbs up.
If everybody could give us a little thumbs up, we'll appreciate it.
Yes.
So we're just going to dive right in. So one of the first things that we've noticed is that a lot of people, they get stuck at the part where the twin flame journey is like this big love affair, right? And it can feel that way because the energy that you embody, it gives off that type of feeling. So it's easy to get kind of trapped in that, whole love affair, tug of war type of thing, right? And it's only because the energies are so intense with the twin flame dynamic. And secondly, everybody's already know this, and if you don't know it, it might not be quite a twin flame relationship. It will turn your life upside down, right?
Upside down.
Inside out. All right. And so when we say upside down, kind of like the whole runner chaser phase thing that happens because of pretty much denial within our own selves, and not doing the shadow work and coming into the awakening. Then you figure out this is some type of ascension. I gotta grow, I gotta learn, I gotta cry, So it's a lot.
And just going back, because this is a topic that we went over before.
Yeah, we
And
did.
I remember, and it was a slip of the tongue, and I was talking about how the world was upside down.
You did.
And I didn't know where that was coming from, but hindsight 2020. Everything that we know now, it really is upside down.
Inside out. This world, even in what was that thing that we watched? Was it Harry Potter? One of them things talk about the upside down. Oh, it was in Stranger Things, the upside down. And it literally was upside down. Somebody is here from London. Welcome.
Actually trying to see if we can move to London. If you know of anything, let us know.
Is normal dream everything is going to happen to your twin
dreams
flame.
are everything.
Dreams are everything, baby.
Yep.
Don't listen to them.
Yep. But what's the next point, baby?
So the next thing that I've noticed is after life will never be the same. Like literally, once you run into your twin flame, listen, life is not the same. Things are really different now. Okay, you've been like opened up because now you don't went online. You started looking up these feelings. You started going down that rabbit hole. You might find out something else, and so things will shift dramatically because it's a fast track to ascension.
Yep.
Right. That's why all of these things are going on. The twin flame dynamic is a fast track to ascension, and ascension and awakening is not the same thing. So the awakening is like waking up, right? Like just like waking up in the morning, you're like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, who's this? Oh, wow, right? That's the awakening. The ascension process is the action that you take, the shadow work that you do, the integration that you do, the transformation that you do. That's the ascension process. First, you got to awaken. You got to go through the BS, the belief systems.
Yeah, decoding the belief systems.
Right.
Because there's so many belief systems that we have, and we don't even realize it, that a lot of them are just hidden. And in order to find those hidden beliefs, you got to go through and do the shadow work, or what we call AKA the work, in order to find out what are these belief systems that are ruling your life.
Right. Exactly. And then that takes us into what we realize is that it's kind of like you feel called to do something bigger than just your own self. You know, it takes you into a place of, assisting wherever you can, like living a purposeful life, like around, you might want to do something. Well, first it starts out like, oh, I want to be a hero, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? Just to add to that, I wonder if that's like, something I felt early on, even as a teenager, was that I was here for a bigger purpose, but I didn't know what it was. You know, there is a yearning or a desire to be bigger than what we are, but it takes us going through a spiritual journey to understand that we are bigger than we even think that we are. And it takes us going through this journey to understand what that purpose is, so that we can live a purposeful life.
Yeah. And you know, going from that whole, oh, I'm Superman, or I feel like Spider-Man today. I'm gonna jump here, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna save this one, swing. And then you come to the reality that you can be purposeful by living a purposeful life, doing everything on purpose. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be little things and little things and little things, because all those little actions of kindness that you do along your day impact people's lives. You probably might not even realize it. Like, take for instance, somebody might be at the grocery store. You see a lady with her kid. She might be struggling to pay for her groceries or whatever have you. Maybe you just got paid. It's your payday. You about to go to the club. You about to. Ooh, I'm about to do this. I got these Jordans. Oh yeah, right? And you excited because you probably got overtime money. And then there's this lady in front of you who's struggling to pay for her groceries, which is about $20. Maybe she's short about $2. Now, living your life purposeful would be like, I have the extra $20. I'm just going to let that lady keep that $20 because maybe she might need it to buy, who knows. And I'm going to just do this good deed, and I'm going to just pay that $20. And you don't even know what type of change that can bring about in that lady's life. Maybe that was a day she was committing suicide, who knows. And maybe she was saying, I need some type of sign. Like, if I don't see some type of sign, I don't know. And then here you come. Ma'am, let me pay that for you.
Yeah. And I actually did one secretly. Because you remember a few weeks ago, we had went to the gas station. And I was just going in to grab something to drink, some water and stuff like that. And this guy was in front of me to pay his gas. And I noticed that he only gave the cashier like $3 to go towards his gas, and he was talking about how he needed to get to work. I was like, $3? And I looked at the car he was in like a Crown Vic. I was like, that $3 ain't gonna do nothing on that Crown Vic.
Nowhere, and you going there fast.
Yeah. And so he left. He was walking out the door to his car, and I had a couple of dollars on me. I don't even remember how much I had, but I was just led to take whatever cash I had left and told the cashier to put it on his pump.
Wow.
And I don't know him, he doesn't know me, he didn't even know what I did. And who knows how that uplifted his day.
You never know.
Yeah.
Just going about your day, living a purposeful life where you can. If you can't, you just can't. You know.
Right.
And if you can't, it's not meant for you to do it. So don't force yourself to do something you know you can't do. And that's not for you, because you're gonna be tired, because you're not everybody's assignment. Everybody's not your assignment.
No.
But whenever you can, you know, you just do it by living a purposeful life. You
Yep.
know, and we've noticed that, you know, this whole ascension process, and, you know, it could seem pretty scary because you go through the dark night of the soul. Hey, somebody's joining us.
Sheba,
welcome,
up,
welcome.
Sheba?
We just asking everybody who's just joining us, just put a little like on the video.
Just common courtesy. Give us that thumbs up.
So YouTube, you know, it could be YouTube friendly so that they can help with the videos and stuff. But we thank everyone for being here right now. But yeah, so but the whole ascension process can seem scary, right?
Yep.
You know, really realizing that you all this time you thought you were this really great person, and then you're looking at yourself like, maybe I'm not so great. Hold on,
that great,
right? Because you start doing your integration, you start meeting your twin flame. They start showing you parts of yourself you was hiding, you didn't even know existed. So now you're not feeling so, you know, bad and bougie. So, but it's baby steps, guys.
Yeah.
It's baby steps, you know, one thing at a time. Congratulate yourself for small improvements, but still know that you have more to do, establishing that self-love.
Yep. And Teresa, we already know that you're an angel.
Oh, yes. She is.
I mean, we've seen
Yeah.
the angel behavior that comes from T.
Teresa is just... Teresa, this is a good example. Not because her name is Teresa, like Mother Teresa, but Teresa lives life on purpose. Like, I just see the things that Teresa, and she cries, and she's like, it's just everything that she does comes from her heart. And you can feel it. Like, she genuinely has a care for humanity. Like, you know, she's an amazing, amazing person. Like, I don't even think she's from planet Earth. I really do think that she's just here trying to help. Okay. Now, what the twin flame dynamic does, guys, it takes us from a 3D consciousness, way of thinking, way of feeling, into 5D, which is a higher level of consciousness. So with the 3D, right, it's like a fear-based thing. Oh, you're going to go to hell, you're a sinner, and, you know, oh, you, and a lot of pointing fingers, you know, a lot of judgment and things of that nature with the 3D way of old paradigm way of thinking. Whereas when you start rising your consciousness, right, it's more of, you know, giving love and trying to be more empathetic to your brother or your sister or your family or friend, whoever have you, you know, meeting people kind of halfway or where they at, to you know, a different way of looking at things, pretty much. And everyone, but what we've realized is that everyone is on this journey.
Yes. Everybody. It's just some people are what we call bird boxing the thing, right? Where they know that there's a whole awakening process going on, but they decide like, nope, it ain't happening for me. My life is, no, I'm going to my 9 to 5. I'm gonna get this gas and go to work. And when I get off from work, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna watch my Atlanta Housewives, or I'm gonna watch my football game, whatever I'm watching. This was going on. Ain't nothing else going on.
Right.
You know.
And they things are happening around them, but they see it like, nope, that's not, nope.
Yeah.
And just in complete denial.
Yeah.
But hey, everyone is on the journey. It's just more of the twin flame dynamic relationship is more on the fast track. It kind of pushes you there to really grow and evolve. Yeah. You know?
Yep. And Miss Plots, that's exactly what we were talking about at the beginning. This whole relationship will turn your world upside down, inside out.
Upside down, like, I mean, ridiculous. And you will even find yourself doing and saying some really ridiculous things, outlandish things. Hey, it's all a part of the process, growing pains.
Like you playing punch buggies with synchronicity, like, it's 11:11.
Right.
Did you see that? It's 4:44. Like, oh,
9/11 is following me, and then your mundane friends are like, okay, you all right? You can't relate to nobody no more. But one of the first, we have a few signs that you're going to notice along this journey. And these are the
Yes.
signs that we've noticed. So,
That we've had experienced.
right. So we're going to
Yes.
kind of go through them. And we wrote them down, because we sat down, we thought about it. We wanted to give you guys something that's realistic, something that we have been through. Some of these things we're still, going through.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing is that, guys, sorry to tell you, but you might lose some friends.
Yes.
Okay, it's just how it works.
Yeah. Because I've lost friends. Alicia's lost friends. And this journey can seem lonely at times.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, because what is forcing you to do is really connect with yourself, because you spend all this time connecting with any and everybody outside of yourself, but you
Right.
haven't spent time to take care and connect with yourself. So as a result of going through this twin flame journey, you're going to be forced in some shape, form, or fashion to really not so much isolate yourself, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Just kind of let go. You learn to let go of things, situations, people, circumstances. That is not helping you to grow.
Right.
And it's because of this one thing, right? So as you grow, as you ascend, you're going to start noticing your vibration is rising, right? Your awareness, your consciousness is expanding. You're becoming expansive, right?
Yep.
And to be around things that's contracting is kind of like going in the opposite direction of what you're trying to do. So it's kind of like it's going to pop, and they're going to
Right.
kind of fall off because you guys are no longer what's considered to be a vibrational match.
You gotta say it.
They're not. You guys are not. The frequencies are not the same anymore.
Yeah, because it's just like the radio analogy that Alicia talks about so often, is that like you and your friends may be listening to like Hot 95.7, right? But as you raise your vibration, now you're going to 104.1, and your friend is still on 95.7. See, you all are not a vibrational match. You're not listening or hearing the same things anymore. And
Yep.
so it's like you really can't exist to one another. So it's not to say that you are better than that person or
Right.
anything of that nature. It's just that y'all are not a vibrational match anymore.
Y'all not even listening to the same radio stations. Y'all, it's not even a matter of being on the same page anymore. Y'all reading two completely different books. So it's going to be confusion.
Yep.
Right? And it's only because they are stuck in that old paradigm. They're stuck in the three-dimensional way of doing things, the three-dimensional mundane way of thinking. And so you like, oh, whoa, don't understand like what's going on. But it's
Right.
because they're still in that fear-based type of perception. So you won't be able to contain it anymore because the frequency will be too low.
Right.
And again,
right.
it's not because you're better than anyone.
No.
Okay, it has nothing to do with being better. It's just that you're growing and you're expanding, and that's what we're all here to do: grow
Yeah.
and expand.
Yeah.
All right.
Now the second thing is that a byproduct of going through a spiritual awakening is that you're going to end up changing jobs. I saw somebody
Already said that.
said
They're ahead of the game.
Yeah, they already ahead of it.
Yeah.
Because you, like for example, we both worked in banks, right? And when we see the, I'm trying to be nice here,
Be
but
politically correct.
yeah, when we see that what they're doing is diabolical, and to be honest, they really don't care about the money that you lose. It's really not a. Okay, let me get off.
It's like when you see the root. That's the correct terminology. I think is when you really start having this awakening and you start reading more. You start seeing things, you know, with your first eye, I like to call it, when your intuition is growing and you start having an understanding of where things stem from, right? That's when you really start to be like, OMG, I am a part of the problem and not the solution.
Right.
So then you want to change your line of work and you start aligning yourself with your soul purpose. And so you want to do things not for the money, but because it feels right. right? And then you'll start noticing the money will start coming.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, it might be a little rigid, but it's just kind of gonna force you more to align with your if you want to true essence, what you're here to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, that's what you're gonna notice. And the third one, baby, you want to touch on this one?
Oh wow, yep. Okay. Not only will you end up changing your line of work, actually this goes back to number one, but it's actually a split off from number one, is that you will start to cut out toxic people that are around you.
Family members.
It can be your mama, it can be your daddy. If they are not helping you ascend, you will end up cutting them off because you don't want to deal with the negativity, which is a whole nother thing that we're going to get into. But you're starting to let that go so that you can really work out the issues, because it's like being shot, right? If you get shot, you need somebody to go in, take that bullet out, and stop the bleeding.
Right.
But if you're around toxic people, they're gonna say, "Oh no, just put a Band-Aid on it, you'll be okay," and then you end up being septic because the bullet inside you is now getting infected and it's causing a lot more poison into you.
Right. So you can't heal properly in a toxic environment, and it's difficult because that's your family, that's who you grew up with, But because of now you having an awakening and you start to grow, you're starting to really work on yourself. Now you're starting to notice the toxicity, of the environment, and so you also start noticing that what they're doing is projecting. You notice a lot of them projected onto you, which is issues that you start noticing that, they're not dealing with their own issues.
Nope.
So they're projecting it onto me. And you start noticing these things. You're going to start noticing a lot of stuff because remember now you're ascending, you're raising your awareness, you're raising your consciousness. So it's going to cause you to limit your connections or your communication with toxic family members.
Yeah, and that leads right into the next point, which is that you develop a zero tolerance for negativity on any level. And I mean social media, when you look at the news, when you go into the grocery store and you see people gossiping and stuff, like you don't want to be around that energy. And it makes it hard to be social, to be honest, because the way society is set up, it is more prone to be negative than positive.
Exactly. And I want to Sylvia, sending you lots of love and light. Sylvia, she's saying she's feeling very depressed. Listen, we're on planet Earth. I've already realized that this depression thing is it's real, okay? And just coming from a place of transparency, the last video, we haven't been on YouTube for about a week. Because
there is a reason.
And there is a reason. We have been, I have to say, this past week or two has been, it's so much lessons. It's like a teaching moment for us to learn, and it's so much revelations that we're seeing within the moment. So right now you're at deep rest, right? It's depression is deep rest. Your body is resting because pretty much what your soul is saying. Listen, I'm tired. I'm not playing these games anymore.
But it's not so much the soul, because the soul is eternal. It has infinite energy. It's just that this physical body is what's like, I can't keep going through this. And that's why it's so important to ascend and really take care of your whole system. I mean, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Because when you go through moments of depression, that means that there's certain parts of you that are not in alignment. And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay, because depression is deep rest. But you don't rest forever, because when you rest, when this body, this shell rests forever, that means that we went on to the next level.
You finished. You might start over again, or you might have elevated to a point where you can build your own stuff. But she said she didn't sleep in the past 4 days. What's causing you to feel this way? And then this is another thing that allows us to take a look at ourselves from the inside to see what are we allowing to control us? And usually when we're going through stuff like that, it has everything to do with emotions, right? Which is
Energy and
the
motion.
energy in motions. This is why it's so important to know who you are. Know not only inside, but really get to understand this thing that they gave us called the body, right?
This vehicle.
The vehicle, and understand how this thing functions. Because this body that they gave us is very high tech. First of all, everything that's made, it's man-made. Really, it's a simulation. Like the camera is the eyes, the computer is the brain. So pretty much anything that they make, it's a simulation from the real deal, Holyfield, which is us.
Yep.
And what happens is when we don't understand how this body works, it can rule us, right? And it can do a lot of things, and then other things can rule it that knows how to rule it from outside.
Right.
Right.
You got to think about it. Our bodies, our vessels are like a knife, and we want to keep that knife sharp so we can do the things we need to do. But if we don't know how to properly handle it, we can end up hurting ourselves or hurting somebody else.
Right. So definitely, and we're sending you lots of love and light, because we know in that state, everybody send her lots of love and light, also healing energy. Because for firsthand, I know what that feels like, and it's not a beautiful thing, but just have to find a place, Sylvia. Like, it's kind of like you have to come to a point within yourself. It's like, I call it 0 point. Where you bring yourself, come back to the middle, bring yourself back to the middle, and really look at look at your thoughts, first of all, right? First thing you do to bring yourself out of that deep rest is to look at your thoughts. That's number one thing, right? And whatever you're thinking about, it's really not. Our thoughts are like clouds. They're like spirits, they fly.
Not us.
And then we decide which one we're going to hold on to, right? Now, your thoughts in your head, right? It's going to trigger the body. The synapse is going to go off, and all of this stuff is going to start happening on the inside of this very sophisticated machinery we have here. And then because of those thoughts and all those triggering, that's why it's called triggers, it's going to then send sensations, and then that's going to create a feeling, right? And if you hold on to that feeling long enough, if it's a good feeling, it's going to make you feel excited, it's going to make you feel great, whatever have you. Now, if it's the opposite feeling, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to bring you down, and the longer you hold on to it, the more it's going to go in whatever direction the feeling is headed into.
Yeah.
So look at your thoughts. Think about what you're thinking. If you realize that this is the thought, whatever thoughts that are in your head, oh, he left me, oh, she don't even like me, oh, nobody gets me, oh, whatever these things are, let it go.
Yeah. And actually, just a little nugget here for anybody who is dealing with any type of emotions that they're not able to handle, whether it's on either spectrum of good or if on bad. One of the things you need to learn is about alchemy.
Yes.
Okay? Because alchemy, if y'all have heard about alchemy before, it's the art of like turning
iron into gold. That's an
iron into
example.
gold.
Like just shifting.
It's transmuting.
Right.
It's being able to transmute things into what you want it to be.
Right.
And once you learn the art of alchemy and you understand the cycles of how a thought sparks an idea, and an idea sparks an emotion, and an emotion sparks an action, and then you deal with the consequences of whatever those actions are.
Right.
So that's another part of going back through, and man, know thyself is written on the temple walls in Egypt.
You gotta
it's
know
all
yourself.
in the pyramids.
You got to know it, because if you don't know it, somebody else gonna know yourself for you.
And they know. And see, that's the thing. The powers that be that are out there, the ones that are ruling the majority of the world, they know how alchemy works.
Oh yeah.
They know about astrology. They know about psychology. But most human beings don't know that. And because they don't know it, the dark ones out there take that opportunity to prey on your ignorance, to prey on your lack of knowledge. So you have to know who you are so that you can really rule yourself, because if you're at the points where your emotions are ruling you, you are not in control. You have to think about that. You need to be in control of yourself and not let anybody or any entity outside of you or inside of you that you know is not of you control you.
Oh, she said she feel anger towards her twin. Got you. Okay, got you. Well, if you feel anger towards your twin, think about this. I want you to really think about this, okay? Now, when you're angry at someone, when the body gets in a state of anger, it actually releases endorphins that's not good for the body, right? When you're angry, it's like releasing poison on your inside.
Yeah.
And the longer that you stay that way, the longer these chemicals are going to go off. This is what's going to cause depression. And depression has physical impacts on the body. It also has emotional impacts on the body. And this is what I've noticed from my past, because I've struggled with depression myself. And I try not to allow myself to spiral down too far because of the fact that I notice what it does physically and emotionally. Because being angry is like this, right? Being angry is equivalent to just this. It's like drinking poison, right? And expecting the other person to die. That's what holding on to anger does to us.
Yes.
That is the equivalent of that. And so when that sinks in, when that concept sits in and you understand that, then what's going to start happening is going to be a slow release. You're going to start slowly releasing that energy and letting it go.
Yes.
And then, slowly doing that transmutation, transmute that energy into something that's servicing you, and that's alchemy, right? Using your stumbling blocks as stepping tools to get you to your next level, your wherever you got to go. So you don't let nobody control you like that. I keep saying it's not your single flame, not your soul flame, not no twin. Nobody should have that much power and control over you, ever.
Yes.
You master yourself. You are beautiful just the way that you are. If somebody does something to you, that's them. They got to work on some stuff, and it's okay because none of us are perfect, right?
No.
We all have stuff that we got to work on the inside. And so when we start harnessing in on our heart space, that compassion, and we start pushing it out, it allows us. It gives us the ability to hold both that, what you want to call negative and positive. It's like you're holding space for both, right? And out of holding space for both, right, for your twin flame, for your soulmate, somebody who's done you wrong, it gives you a bridge of compassion. And you can cross that bridge of compassion, right? And that's really how you feed your soul, really. Holding on anything outside of like compassion, like from your heart space, is anything that's like low vibrational for a long period of time, because everything is necessary, right? Everything has its place in time. But for holding on to it for such a long period of time, it's damaging to yourself, not the other person.
Right. And somebody just put a question in. Can we still come into union if we are not fully healed? I'm going to break this down because I'm a visual person, and I wish I had the liquids together to do this, okay? Let's say, for example, okay, you mix oil and water, right? You got a glass of water, and you got a glass of oil. Now, can you join those two? Yeah, you can pour the oil into the water, right? But will you go and drink that water? You have to think about that. Or let's switch it out, okay? Let's say you got some pH 9 water. It's highly alkaline, right? And then you go and you take a beer, right? You take a bottle of beer and you pour it into that water. You can join the two, but will it be that satisfying when you join the two? Okay? You have to make that decision for yourself. So if one person is whole and the other person is not whole, you can join together, but will it be something that is pleasurable for you?
And just think, it all depends, if both parties are willing. On the flip side, if you have two willing parties, right, and they have the understanding that I got stuff to work on, you do have stuff to work on too. If there is a mutual I'm not even saying understanding or overstanding, because it got to come from the inside, right?
Right.
If there's a mutual understanding on both end of the spectrum, then I'll say yes. But you have to hold yourselves accountable in the process of union. You have to both constantly hold yourself accountable in knowing that when boo 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 comes up, you got to know, okay, hey, I know. I said I'm gonna do this, and then they gotta know, okay, so I said I was gonna do this. So it's like you both have to constantly hold yourself accountable. It is possible, but it takes accountability on both sides, right? Yeah. It's like not the end all. Hey, honeydew, we love you, sweetheart. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Sylvia said that she can't forgive her twin flame. One thing I want you to understand, my dear beloved Sylvia, forgiveness is not for the other person, sweetheart.
It's for you.
It's for you.
We did a whole video about forgiveness. Yeah. Please go back and look at that video about forgiveness. I mean, that was something. I think that was deep. Transparent for both of us.
Yeah, because I spoke about me being molested as a child.
And I went through my marriage.
He had to learn the forgiveness. I was molested for 7 years from a family member. Had to see him every day, and I had to go through that process of forgiveness because he literally changed the entire course of my life with that whole molestation process for 7 years. So forgiveness is not something you can pretend. It's not something you can force, but it's a way of understanding that it's called forgiving, right? When you forgive, you're forgiven. So it's for you. It's not for the other person. No. It's so that you can release and relinquish and start healing your own trauma.
Right. And you're right, it does take time.
Yes.
It's not something that's done overnight, but you have to start the process.
You got to put your foot on the pedal.
The sooner you start the process, the sooner you heal.
And then that's just by going through your own self, understanding who you are, connecting more with yourself, right? Your authenticity, right? Start doing what you're loving, like just focusing on you and harnessing yourself, holding yourself, loving yourself, and also forgiving yourself. Because one of the reasons why I struggle with forgiveness is because I realized that I never forgave myself. And so if you have a hard time forgiving someone else, you have to look at your inside to see if am I forgiving myself for certain things. Because when you hold on to unforgiveness, it usually starts with something from your own self. Because when you do something for yourself, it's easy to do it for someone else because you've already done it. I did it for myself. But if you have never done something for yourself, it makes it very hard to do it for someone else because you don't know what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. So it's just go spend time with yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever you've been through. We all make mistakes, and it's okay. Nobody's perfect. We're here growing. Because if you're perfect, you won't be here on planet Earth with us. Okay? You would not be here. So we've all done things, and it's just a matter of doing the integration and forgiving ourselves and learning from our mistakes and moving on, turning those stumbling blocks into stepping stones and stepping up and keep it moving.
Yep. So what's the so let's get into the next point, because we got a couple of different points
we do got some things
to cover as far as some of the things that you would experience along your twin flame journey.
Yes.
Because we've already dove into a couple of things, and now this next one is actually still kind of tied to some of the other ones, but you might end up moving from your home.
Yep.
And it's not for reasons that you may or may not think. Because like for us, when we look at the apartment that we're currently in, which we're about to move out of and go into a more beautiful situation.
Yes.
But when we look at the numerology of our apartment, it came up with I think it was a 4 or a 6 or something like that.
4111.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it came up with there was a lot of chaos behind that number, and once you start to awaken and you become aware of things, you see where a lot of your blockages are. Sometimes they're not always internal. Sometimes they're external, and sometimes where you are can block you from moving forward. Especially if you live on ley lines and you don't know how to deal with ley lines.
Exactly.
You may end up moving.
Right, right. And also keep in mind on this journey you're gonna be just raising your vibrations. You're gonna be growing. So everything is vibrating, nothing rests, right? So with you ascending and growing and vibrating, obviously your environment is gonna do the same thing. So if
Right.
you're living in a you know a low density type of environment, it's just gonna be the next course of action to take, and you'll feel it, and so you'll end up and you probably move. Somebody said,
Teresa told me she moved from Colorado.
see, look, Teresa moved to Colorado, and she's doing her thing. What is the main key sign that your twin flame? Okay, so what I've noticed for me, for I don't know if my baby probably would say the same thing. He probably would. For the main key sign, and I think this is the biggest thing on the journey, something to pay attention to. And this is just from our experience, okay? When you start growing, this is why I always say, even when you're in separation with your twin flame, work on yourself. Keep your vibrations high. Keep growing, keep expanding, you know, because you're going to notice it will show, it will reflect in your twin flame.
Right.
So if you're doing all this growing, you're doing all this integration, you're doing all this work, you know, you're doing your shadow work, you're constantly improving on yourself, and your twin flame is still like in the 3D, chances are
They're not your twin.
might not be your twin flame, right? Because one kind of affects the other.
Yeah, spooky action from a distance.
Spooky action from a distance.
It's
So
true.
that's one of the
So
main tell signs if that's your twin flame or not. Is just looking to see if you're seeing your growth in yourself. You should see it. I'm not saying like a whole lot, but you should see some type of improvement.
Right.
In your twin flame. That's one of the ways to tell, and that's why it's so beautiful to just continue to work on yourself, continue to do what you love doing, continue to vibrate high, because initially you're going to see it in your twin.
Right. Yep,
So that's one way to tell.
Okay. Now this is an awesome side effect of being with your twin flame. I'm gonna let you tell it because we can see it in your face.
Oh, what? Okay, so you're gonna start looking younger. You're gonna start feeling fit, and this is gonna be from you wanting, because when you start raising your vibrations, you're gonna start to want to eat better. Like you might just feel like, oh, I just want to eat fruits today. I want to eat a lot of fruits. Maybe I want to drink a lot of water. I just want some salad today, and that's just because your body is craving that which you are. And so you're probably gonna start to want to go to the gym. You might want to work out. You're gonna start feeling good because you're whatever you put in your body, it's gonna match how you're feeling, what you're giving off.
Yep.
So from a side effect from that is you might change your diet. You might start eating more plant-based foods, which is electrolytes, which is electric foods, which is good for the body, keeps the body younger, a lot of regenerating of cells. You're going to start seeing your skin is looking healthier just from the way that you eat, from what you put in your body, because you got to think about it. It's like you're fueling your body. So think about food as fuel. Like if you have a BMW and you put the really nice gas in the BMW is going to run really good. But if you put that cheap gas in there, you might have to keep doing oil change and stuff like that, and eventually it might not last that long. So the body works the same way.
Yep. And see, y'all already experiencing it. We see some people steering away from those fast foods and the sweets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Them Popeyes.
Stay away from them sandwiches.
And this is another one that I know most of you, 99.9% of you guys here, I know most of you can relate to this one. I know I can. Okay, so once you've tasted the twin flame experience, it's kind of hard for you to go back into a mundane 3D relationship.
Just can't.
It's really difficult because once you've experienced, okay, I know this is, you're not going to want to go back. Once you've experienced the bubble love phase with your twin flame, you just, I'm getting goosebumps. Once you've experienced the bubble love phase with your twin flame, you just can't even stomach it. You don't want to have anything to do with any 3D mundane relationship. It just makes you sick to your stomach. You don't want it. You can't have it. You won't accept it. And that's where the runner and chaser phase starts. right? When you taste something and you're like, oh my goodness, this is so good, I gotta have more. And then the other person is like, oh my goodness, this is so good, I gotta run away. So that's where that the whole runner chaser thing starts.
Yeah.
So the chase is gonna keep chasing, the runner is gonna keep running. It's crazy. I really want to know, do you believe in twin flame connection? Huh?
I mean, we're on this channel. I mean,
it's called Twin Flames Unite. What do you, what?
Oh,
maybe
yep.
she said something.
No, let's go to the next
Okay,
one.
all
Okay,
right.
so now the next point, as I guess a side effect of being on the twin flame journey and actually on any type of spiritual journey, is that you lose the desires for alcohol, drugs, things that would lower your vibration. Because we know, like, Adderall speeds you up, but other downer type drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, you really try to stay away from it because you want to be in high vibrations, and you understand that if you want to have an outer body experience, you can just meditate, and we do that so often ourselves, especially recently. It's like whenever, okay, especially like for these past 2 weeks, like we said, we've been going through it. We have our own challenges and things of that nature. Now, if circumstances were different, we would probably be doing drugs, doing all this other type of stuff, right? To try to escape from our reality. But instead of doing that, we end up meditating so that we can channel and transmute our energy and use that energy to manifest the reality that we want to see.
And it's beautiful. Like we meditate like what, 2-3 times a day now. It's just beautiful. Just learning how to manage yourself and how not to let these energies take control of you and how not to let it bring you down or whatever. And I want to mention this. Like, I know some people, they have their twin flames, and their twin flames, maybe they might be struggling. They might be like on drugs or whatever have you. Word of advice, like if your twin flame is struggling with some type of addiction, doesn't matter what type of addiction, the way that you can help your twin flame is to continue to work on yourself. Because we each have our demons that we gotta battle and that we gotta overcome. It's just certain things that you wish you could do for someone else, but you can't. Like go to the bathroom. Somebody might be there talking about, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go so bad, and you're like, but I love you so much. Oh, I love you so much. Let me go to the bathroom for you. You can't. They just have to go to the bathroom for themselves. So it's the equivalent. If they're going through something, like if they're they're transmuting, they're growing, they're expanding, they have to come through on that other side. They have to do their own expansions. You have to allow them time to get their life lessons so that they can evolve.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we notice.
Oh yeah. And Vanessa, we still like to have a glass of wine, but we're not taking that glass of wine to try to escape our reality.
Exactly. Not drinking a whole bottle and passing out and, leaving ourselves open for other things to...
Other spirits.
Because it's called spirits for a reason. So yeah, not at all. Not in that sense. Maybe a celebration, a little toast or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. And the next one is this one. You guys did that other video that we did. It went viral, like over almost 40,000 views, with what your twin flame won't tell you about sex edition video that we did, like crazy.
That one is still our #1 video.
So
which almost didn't happen.
It almost did not happen. So with that being said, so when you connect with your twin flame, if you do get a chance to connect with your twin flame, as far as on a sexual level, it's like this is another way to tell if it's your twin flame. Very extremely high energies, very intense energies. Like it's kind of like a kaboom, kabam, clash, boom, bam, fireworks. Like it's really like very intensive, okay? Like intensive care. So once you establish that connection, okay?
Yep.
It's like almost impossible for you to go back and do some mundane. You're gonna be like, are you kidding me? Like, no. Like, why?
Like there's a button and you can't press that button.
Right. Feel good button. So that's one of the symptoms or one of the experiences that you're gonna have on the journey. Definitely, that's another way to tell for your twin flame, because it's like the vibrations. It's a very good match energetically. And you want to say the next one that we noticed?
Yeah. Now this is something that I've kind of embraced my weirdness for quite some time now, but going through this spiritual journey, it has really allowed me to really embrace my weirdness, my quirkiness, or my geekiness. Because once you go through this journey, you really start to love yourself. Because this whole journey is about self-love. Because once you learn to love yourself, you accept every part of yourself. And like I was talking about earlier, you start telling everybody about these synchronicity signs that you see everywhere, on the billboards and everything, and be like, I was just talking about apple pie, and you gonna come bring me some apple pie. Like those type of synchronicities just pop up everywhere.
Yep, you start telling people about your dreams. Your dreams might start feeling more like reality. Like, it's just a lot of weird stuff that start happening, and that's because you're expanding. Your consciousness. You're raising your awareness. And Irina Jones, she said, "Is that for real? Does a male feel the connection?" Well, yes, both parties. We're talking about twin flames. Twin flames are two people.
Yeah.
So yes, the male and the female, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, that's why it's called a connection, because when you're connecting something, it takes two or multiple to connect, right?
Yeah, and to be honest, it really took us hindsight, looking back over the experiences that we had separate from each other before we even knew about each other, to understand that there were certain times that we were feeling a type of way, and there was nothing around us that would tell us why we felt that way. But once we're able to take a look back at it and understand, like, if there was a situation that was going on with Leisha that made her sad, that was a reason why I felt sad. Or if there's something that really excited me and then something happened to her and it just really excited her, just out of the blue, that's because we are connected.
Out of this world, literally.
Spooky action from a distance.
It's really weird, and once you start having these different experiences, it expands. You get expanded, and thank you for everyone who's in this room right now. We just welcome for those of you who just joined, and we just ask if for YouTube to help the video, if you can give a like on the video if it's helpful. We would really appreciate your kindness. Yes. And okay, so what's the next one? Okay, so the last one. This is the, I think, in the journey, this is one of the most beautiful experiences in the whole entire journey, right? Is that you would no longer be concerned about the ego. Like, you won't be ego driven, so to speak. Like, you need your ego to exist really in its 3D, and that's just to help to identify where you begin with somebody else in, right? That's really only the purpose of the ego. But you will really move into, once you start your ascension process, you will really start moving into like a soulful living from the heart space. Like you would live like from a purposeful place. Like you would find yourself doing things not only for the money or not only for the likes, or it'll feel like it's from a deeper place. And life starts to have a deeper meaning for you, something that's more fulfilling. Once you get on this journey, it's beautiful. And I think that's one of the best parts of this journey, is really going within and living from your heart space. And really having compassion and showing compassion, and being able to forgive people. Like, my daughter, Sarah, she said something that was really, it troubled me. And at first, we didn't I know I didn't understand it at first. And I know you was puzzled by it.
I was puzzled for a second, but then it like clicked for me. It made me think differently.
And she was saying,
if somebody took something from her she would apologize to them.
And I was like, baby, no, we're not doing that here.
No, but you know, she explained it in only a way a child could really explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But just to break it down and make it plain for everybody else, is that she was forgiving them and saying sorry to them for like the life experiences that they went through up until that point that led them to make a decision to harm somebody else. Because hurt people.
Exactly.
And somebody probably didn't tell them, I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, and you know, when it comes to this walk, it's a slippery slope on understanding if you should actually do that or if you should stand your ground. But that's where wisdom and knowledge comes in, and understanding that a lot of times people are projecting on you. So it's just a matter of really understanding and understanding what's going on to be able to make a judgment call like that. But
exactly, she's 8. She is 8 years old. That put me in so much check, because the first thing that came to me when she said that was the right answer came to me first. Like, oh wow, so she's able to see their pain and the reason for them, you know, acting towards her the way that they did, because she's seeing the pain in them.
Right.
And you really have to be on a different awareness to be able to look past what the person did to you and look through and into them. That's a whole nother level right there. And I had to correct her too, because you have to be able to hold space for those things, right? At all times. You must have that space for both. And you don't want to become a doormat. So you want to be careful, because there's a lot of narcissists out here that would take advantage of
and
people like that.
Empty
seaters, and you'll be a magnet. It's kind of like a light bulb and moths around it, right? So you want to be careful about your light and be protective of your light. So with us getting where she's coming from, we had to, explain the balance.
Yes, had to explain that balance. Feeling good within. I haven't seen her in a while. Feeling good within. What's going on?
She said, when so-called twin flames do not mention having a Kundalini experience, then I have to question if you're really a twin flame or simply soulmate. Okay.
You know, when it comes to the Kundalini, which is actually, we've talked about that in previous videos, and see a lot of questions that come up. Like, we have over 100 some videos.
Yeah.
And in those videos, we've covered Kundalini awakening, how we came into connection, what happened during our separation, was there a difference between the age gaps, whether or not we both went through the dark night of the soul. Like, a lot of these things have been covered over and over again. And so that leads us into the next thing,
right?
As far as talking about the evolution of this channel, because it's time to grow. Right. It's time to grow. It's time to stop dealing with this fairy dust stuff and really expand and grow. Because there's so many things that we have covered on this channel, and we keep getting the same questions over and over again. Right. And if a lot of people went through and watched some of our older videos, they would understand what's going on. Now, please forgive the older videos, because they're older videos. We didn't know what the hell we were doing in the beginning, so sometimes the audio is not there. I mean, we just got lapel mics. Come on now. We didn't
this is free, actually, because the company gave it to us for free.
Yeah, but so in those earlier videos, the quality wasn't that good. Sometimes the music was a little bit louder than it should have been. But hey, we learned. And actually, as we were going through our experience, we actually thought about taking down the old videos because the quality wasn't that good. It was like, no, we're not going to take down the old videos, because that shows our growth. That shows that we learned from what we went through, and we were able to go forward from there. So, Moving forward, we're actually going to be doing less lives because we understand that a lot of individuals don't want to do the work.
Right.
They want to find some guru, or they want to find somebody who knows it all to tell them what to do.
Right.
And we're not here to tell y'all what to do.
Exactly.
Y'all are individuals who can live their own life.
Okay, I just want to address Vanessa.
No, don't worry.
No, I'm gonna don't block her. I want to address her. We don't usually. This channel is a very loving channel. If you've noticed that we have a lot of people within the group that support each other. It's a very, very supportive, and it's a very loving channel. A lot of people make very meaningful relationships within our channel. And if you're going to come on our live with your negativity, and if you're basking and weaning over if we had a Kundalini experience to validate that we are twin flames, you're lost. You are
lost.
very, very lost along your journey. And we don't have to validate to you if we have a Kundalini experience.
No.
Okay? And just for the record, just so you can ease your mind, we did.
Of course.
Okay? We did.
Did a whole video about it.
And we did a whole video about it. And I don't ever, we've done hundreds of videos, and I've never addressed anyone like this. So I hope that information was helpful for you. I hope you can take that information, and maybe it will make you rich, or maybe you won't be rich. You'll just be the same confused individual that you are right now. So let me know what you're going to do with that information now that you have it.
Yep.
Okay? Sweetheart,
No.
sweetheart, you are lost. Don't block her. She needs to hear this. You are lost. This twin flame journey is not only about Kundalini awakening. What is Kundalini? Do you even know the meaning of the word Kundalini? Can you break that down in etymology term to know what Kundalini means? And the words, root word, suffix and prefix, do you know what that word means? To be just harnessing and hampering. Your negative energy is retarded, and it's ridiculous, and it's not welcome here. So please leave. We're here talking about coming into awareness and spreading love and light, and you're on the channel wanting to know about if we had a Kundalini experience to determine if we are soulmate or a twin flame. Like, what is wrong with you?
And your opinion doesn't even matter because we know what the truth is. So, in getting back to that,
I have never went off on anyone ever. But I'm sorry, she or he, whoever that is, you deserve that. And whatever you put off into the atmosphere, that is what you will receive.
Right.
If you come with love, you will get love.
Right.
If you come with that type of energy, that's what you're going to receive. Right. So please leave our channel. If you're not learning from anything that we're saying, then this is not your tribe. So please find your tribe.
So in light of that, we are going to be switching gears when it comes to this channel. A lot of it is going to be about growing spiritually and expanding yourself, because that's the whole reason for this twin flame journey, is to grow and expand. And we don't want to be a crutch for anybody, because that is being an enabler. Enabler.
An enabler.
But yeah, when you're enabling people with their foolishness, then it's pointless. You're not really helping them grow.
Right.
It's like that part where they talk about teach a man to fish instead of giving him the fish. You know, we're here to show y'all how to fish for yourself. So we will be still doing videos, and very so often will we be doing lives.
Right.
Because we want to be able to provide you all with some information and really help you grow and to expand.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much what's going on, because the twin flame journey is something that a lot of people get hung up on, and they don't move past that.
They don't. They just get trapped in the relationship and Kundalini and, you know, things of that nature, and not understanding that this this whole journey is bigger than just your kundalini awakening, or it's bigger than just having sex with somebody and having exciting sex. These are just byproducts.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's really about expanding your awareness and growing your consciousness. This is what this whole journey is about. The whole twin flame dynamic is a fast track to ascension. Full stop. That's it. Okay. And all of these other things happen as a byproduct. But it's really getting to master yourself, self-mastery, knowing who you are, understanding what this vessel is and how it works, and how you can, navigate this matrix, because it is a matrix. It's a Maya. It's an illusion. It's really just understanding, instead of trying to manage stress. Like, that's not something that we are supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be managing stress. Understanding and understanding what is depression, right? Having a deeper awareness so that we can grow. That's what this journey is about. And so once you have mastered that within your own self, you can now be able to help someone else. But if you haven't mastered it within your own self, it's going to be difficult to assist someone else.
Yep. And actually, books are awesome. We actually did a video on some books to definitely go through and read. But some of the books I would recommend right off the top of my head is 48 Laws of Power. Is it 48 Laws of Power?
That's an advanced book. 48 Laws of Power is an advanced book, and when you read that book, you should read it not to use those tactics on others, but just to see when it's being used on you, pretty much. For the 48 Laws of Power. Yeah.
Read the book, The Alchemist.
The Alchemist is a good one to read.
The Alchemist is a good one. The Emerald Tablets is a good one to read, especially the one that Billy Carson. Shout out to Forbidden Knowledge. That book is awesome.
Yes.
Definitely gives a lot of information. Another one is Decoding the Matrix by James Bomar. Well, y'all know him as Seven Bomar. He broke that down.
He really did. He does a good job.
Yep. And that's probably the books that I can think of right off the top of my head, because the whole end game for this is to really become fully aware of who we are and master ourselves, so that no outside forces can really dictate us and move us in any shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
Okay? Because it's all about freedom. It's about sovereignty. That's the whole thing. Sovereignty 2020.
Within the matrix. And see, a lot of people try to get that in the spiritual world. And they negate to do it within the matrix itself. Right? So you want to do it within the matrix, and you also want to do it in the spiritual realm also.
Right.
Sovereignty. So you're not connected. You don't have any contracts that you don't really know about, that you were fooled into. Yeah,
because we're going to be diving deep into some topics that you all may or may not have already been aware of.
Right.
A lot of it is considered conspiracy, but conspiracy is just a word that was made up to distract people and to what's the word?
Well, pretty much
discredit
people who's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So they say conspiracy theorists or whatever.
Because when you look at it nowadays, the stuff that we're going to be diving into, that it's there. It's just a matter of whether or not you're bird boxing that thing. Okay, it's a matter of whether or not you decide to see what's in front of you.
And it's important. This stuff is important, unless you want to be back here, have your memory erased again and start all over and do this whole thing again. I mean, after a while it gets tiring. It's boring.
Yeah.
You want to be able to keep your and you already have it in you. It's just a matter of connecting the dots. Getting in touch with yourself and connecting the dots. It's like going to class and having to start over every semester. You're really not gonna get anywhere having to start over. But if you can keep like some of your experiences and know it, then you'll be able to get through each semester.
Yep. So that's what you all can look forward to in these next coming videos, because we want to help y'all grow.
Right.
That's the end thing. That's the whole reason we started this channel, for support for the collective, as well as helping everybody expand and grow.
Right, because this journey can be a lonely journey. So it's good when we can have, see, right now we have 38 viewers right now, and each of you are in the comments, and this is, our channel is Twin Flame Unite. So you're on the Twin Flame journey. I'm pretty sure most of the people that's within this chat, they're on their journey also. So you can find your tribe here. You can connect with people that's in the chat. Maybe you guys can share and learn from each other. Not feel so lonely like you're doing this by yourself. So that's the whole reason why we created this channel, is to really cultivate a loving environment for everyone, right? Is there such a thing as karmic?
No, we're not going over questions that's already been answered before. But yeah, so we just wanted to share that information with you all to help in growing everything.
We did a video. Just go back and scroll through the videos, and there we did a video about recommendations. So we have a long list of books that we recommended, and you can go through that video and you'll find those books. Is there such a thing as karmic? Again, with this Earth Angel, go through the videos. We did a lot of videos. We did one depicting the difference between a soulmate and twin flame, and within that we talked about, we also did one called Soul Contracts that talks about the karmic relationship and everything like that.
We did that video coming back from our trip from Florida.
Oh, she's new. She said she's new. Well, welcome to our channel. Welcome.
Definitely.
All right, Sabine, welcome to our channel. Thank you for being here. But we probably, this might, to be honest with you, this might be one of our last lives that we're going to be doing for a pretty long time. We're just going to go back to what we used to do, just uploading videos, sharing content just by uploading the videos. We might not be doing lives anymore. And
it's I want to say Bonner, but I know it's not Bonner, but it's Bonner. Bonner, that's something that we definitely understand, that there are a lot of lost souls out there, and it is our responsibility to help those. But in doing the lives, it's like lives are almost like cliff notes. Like people want to go to the cliff notes instead of doing their own research, and we don't want to handicap people. We don't want to handicap people.
And then we want everybody to have their own experience. Like, we've done a lot of videos, you know, and so a lot of these, we've covered so many topics. And if they just scroll through the videos, they'll find a lot of the answers through the videos. And it's just a way of us also protecting our energy. As you can see, energy vampires are everywhere. They'll come in, they'll say crazy stuff every now and then. And, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard not to notice them because, you know, they want to get noticed. But it's just a way of us protecting our energy and still being able to deliver content. So we'll just go ahead and do the old-fashioned way and just upload videos moving forward. So yeah, we did a video on that too. That's a popular video too.
Yeah, the running the chaser.
We did a video on the running the chaser.
Do they know about the twin flame connection?
Yeah.
To be honest, unless they ask about it, it's not even worth going into it, because if you tell somebody about something that they're not ready to hear, it can start the whole running and chaser phase all over again. Yes. So that's Yes.
And for those of you who are just joining us, if this information is helpful, just for YouTube, if you could give us a thumbs up, we will really appreciate it. And thank you for those of you who already gave us a thumbs up. We do appreciate you for being here.
Yes. And as far as the fellowship, one thing, and I was just talking to Alicia about this, is that I want to create a platform, a website where it's more like a community board. I was thinking about tying it in with Slacker or dang it, what was the other thing? Shoot. But okay, I had the idea of coming together with a community board for everybody to join in with. That's outside of Facebook, outside of all of these social media stuff.
Yeah,
You know, so that we can really get down to the meat and potatoes. Yeah, like a
Right.
forum.
Right, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, creating a forum so that we can really get to the meat and potatoes of things.
Right, exactly.
And actually have a section for a whole bunch of stuff. But we got somebody at the door. We do hate to cut this. Zion, hold on. We do hate to cut this short, but we gotta go. We gotta go. We love y'all. Peace out.